One.
What up, guys? It's J&J Picks back with another video again today. We are covering the Eagles versus Cowboys game that we bet on. We're covering the Chiefs versus Chargers game that happened on tonight, and then we are covering Sunday's bets that we had placed bets on. We are going to be talking about players that could be placed on those bets. We're talking about players that could be taken off those bets, and just safer bets for you guys to take, to make more money. We're probably going to be talking about our fantasy football league as well, and what's going on right now, and what players are scoring right now. So that's what we got for you this video. RJ, what you got so far?
So, before we hop into the update, just to give everybody an update on what we've got going on behind the scenes, we have started a TikTok channel. If you go over to TikTok and look up J&J Sports and Fantasy, you can find me and Jesse there. We'll be giving out football picks, parlays. Some of them may or may not be posted on the YouTube. So if you go there, you might get some sneaky parlays or some quick picks that we come up with on the fly and don't have time to put on YouTube. So you might get some value from the YouTube channel. And if you guys are into fantasy football, you can also go to there and check on all of the updates that we get and give you from our fantasy football league. And with that being said, we are currently at 33 subscribers on YouTube. That is way more than we expected. We appreciate every single one of our subscribers. We thank you. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, take a second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It means the world to us because at the end of the day, we're making these videos, one, to make us money, but two, to make you guys money. We want to make a community of everybody looking out for each other, giving picks, and trying to make some money this football season. So, speaking of making money this football season, Jesse, how are you feeling about your bets that you had on the Eagles game last night?
I'm upset. It's all right. We didn't hit, boys. We didn't hit. We had uh we had Jalen Hurts get in. He had an entire he had two touchdowns. The Eagles won with the money line. CeeDee Lamb went over on his receiving yards, which I was okay with. But bro, catch the ball, catch the ball. Dak Prescott did not go over 225 yards just because of the fact that CeeDee Lamb did not catch those balls. He dropped three balls. One was a game-winning ball. Like, bro, you got to do something, and that's catch the ball. You were paid $30 million a year to catch the ball. What are you doing? So that's why that leg did not hit. And Saquon Barkley, he ended up with less than 80 rushing yards, and we haven't seen that from Saquon Barkley like at all in God knows how long. Um, I really do think it was because of the hour-long wait in the middle of the game after halftime that really slowed these players down. Really, there was no form of offense. It was just defense after that break. So I do blame Mother Nature a little bit on that, but still, CeeDee Lamb, catch the ball. You were paid $30 million a year to catch the ball, and Mother Nature, get it together. Don't rain. That's how I feel about my legs.
No, I 100% understand. And that's so just a little preview on everybody because you guys can see the notes screen where we had our bets. And my bet was similar to Jesse's, but I had Saquon Barkley for an anytime touchdown, which he did get. I had the Eagles money line, which they did win, but I also had Saquon Barkley for 80 rushing yards, which he did not get. But where I was able to get a slight leg up when that they had the 1 hour delay in the game, I was able to cash out and still almost double my money. So even though I did cash out and I made some money, I'm going to count it as a loss on the channel for our record because what I gave you guys as the initial bet didn't hit all the way through. But like Jesse said, I really do believe that hour-long break is what killed them because if they would have kept going like they would have normally played, there's no doubt in my mind that Saquon Barkley would have been able to get 20 more rushing yards. He was sitting at 61, and then he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage to lose 1 yard as soon as they got back from the break. But if they wouldn't have had that hour-long break, they would have stayed on tempo. They would have been able to keep up with the groove that everybody was rolling with, and he would have got 20 yards easy. So unfortunately, the bet that I gave you guys missed, but on the personal side, I was able to cash out and make a little bit of money, but we're still going to count it as a loss because I don't feel right taking a win on a bet that didn't hit that I gave you guys. So that was our bets for the Eagles game. Jesse, do you want to tell everybody about your Kansas City and Chargers bet? Which everybody, we're not going to have it pulled up here. We had some issues early tonight trying to record, so I wasn't able to type it out. So you'll just have to listen along and just listen to our beautiful voices explain to you what we had tonight.
So this is not up on the channel. We actually didn't put these bets up on the channel. Actually, mine did go up on a short. So you guys saw that I took Lad McConkey on his over for 71 yards. Then I took Travis Kelce on his over for 50 something yards, 51 I think, and then Omar and Hampton over for 41 yards rushing. And then I added Noah Gray for 2 receptions. So I was really, really confident in this bet. And Travis just, I this was such an odd game, I feel like, because when I was watching this game, it like the Chiefs that I was watching didn't look like the Chiefs from last year or the year before that in that circumstance. So it was just an odd game to watch, and like I just didn't see the Chiefs that I'm used to seeing. But on the Chargers side of the ball, I tell you what, Justin Herbert looked amazing. Justin Herbert looked like a top 5 quarterback, really. He did. And so Travis Kelce didn't hit that leg. Noah Gray didn't hit that leg because he didn't catch a ball in the end zone for a 2-point conversion. But we're not going to talk about that just because he's a backup tight end. Marion Hampton hit. So the Chargers side of the ball did hit. Uh, really, the Chiefs is a team that I don't really like to bet on that much. So I'm probably going to stay away from the Chiefs for the rest of this season just because of the fact that I've never liked to bet on them before. And now this just proves my point that I should not be betting on the Chiefs anymore. So, because of the fact that they're so all over the place, especially with this offense, their offense is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's so scattered everywhere. You have Mahomes taking off for over 20 yards rushing. You have Travis Kelce to get so many however many yards. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown. You have Xavier Worthy. You have all of these wide receivers that are supposed to be good, but like it's just evenly dispersed, which is what you want on an NFL team. But when it comes to betting and fantasy football, you want them players to get fed. So it's just odd in this circumstance.
Absolutely. And I get that 100% because it's with the Kansas City Chiefs, it's for the team, it's a great team because they have as many options as they could ever want on the football team. They could hand it off to Pachenko. Mahomes could take a run. They can toss it to Kelsey. They can toss it to Worthy. They can toss it to Hollywood Brown. I mean, literally, they have endless options of routes that they could take in a game. But like you said, that makes it 10 times harder on us for the sports betting side because you never know who's going to have the hot hand, who's going to have the routes or the picks or the plays for that specific game. Which I put out a pick for the shorts also. It was just a straight on Xavier Worthy to get an anytime touchdown. But as if you watched the game, you saw he got injured and taken out. So that bet got killed as soon as he didn't come back in the game. Now, the second bet that I placed, and the only reason I placed it is because the Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown bet pretty much got killed. So it didn't get posted, but I did roll back and put in a second bet live for a Justin Herbert to go over 250 passing yards, and that hit. He landed at 318 yards. I had Lad McConkey to go over 70 receiving yards, and he ended at 74. And I had Omarion Hampton to go over 40 rushing yards, and he landed at 48. So I did have a cash. It hit. It was great. So even though I didn't post it online, it still hit. So I'm gonna record that as a win in my book on the channel for the record, just to make me feel good. You can hate me if you want. I'm sorry, but either way, but with that being said, I will take the Xavier Worthy as a loss, so it'll be 1-2 on my record. But yeah, no, dude, your bets were extremely close. You missed it by Noah Gray. Needed one more reception. If he would have caught that touchdown pass that Mahomes tried to give him, that would have cleared that line easy. And then Travis Kelce, his line was set at 50.5. He ended at 47. All he needed was 3.5, 4 yards, and your whole bet would have cashed. And it's sad to see. I know it's tough, it's hard, it sucks. But like you said, now we know, we learn, we need to stay away from the Kansas City Chiefs. You can't narrow down any value. You can't narrow down any good edges from them, because if we try to focus on the run game, they'll hit the wide receivers. If we focus on the receivers, they'll hit the tight ends. If we hit the tight ends, they can do anything else they want to do. It's just going to be a bad mix for us on the betting side.
Oh yeah.
Now, I know everybody who's watching is probably excited for Sunday night football. So we're gonna and we have new subscribers here. We've got about double as much as we had whenever we made our last video giving out Sunday night football picks. So we're gonna go over those one more time, because you can still get them in. The odds are gonna be a little bit different because it's not as early, but you guys can still jump in with us, ride along with us, and see if you can make some money. Jesse, what is your favorite pick for Sunday night football?
For Sunday night or Sunday, just Sunday in general?
Well, you have them separated in day and night, so give them your best day pick.
I'm really confident about Bijan Robinson getting in the end zone. I think he's for sure going to get in the end zone. Like, I'm really confident about that. Oh, so I have three different parlays. I have a money line parlay, 4 p.m. and a 1 p.m. parlay. My 1 p.m. parlay is Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown, Jaden Daniels over on pass yards. I have Travion Henderson to go to have an anytime touchdown, and Chuba Hubbard to have an anytime touchdown. I could also add Baker Mayfield to go over on his pass yards. It's so, like, last year he had a 300 game passing yard game against the Falcons, and then it was a 150 pass yard game. It was very, very different for both games. So that one, you do what you want for that. It's also week one, so that's why I decided not to take it. For my 4 p.m. bets, I've got Bo Nix to go over on his pass yards. He's going to cut up that Titans defense. The Titans are just in general not a good team, and the Broncos are. So that's just common knowledge, common sense. Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown. You know, Packers running backs like last year, that offense ran through Josh Jacobs with he was just so reliable and he was there. I think the same thing is going to happen. Jahmyr Gibbs to go over on his rush yards. That's just a gimme bet. It's like literally his line was set, if I'm correct, at 60 something yards when I made the bet. It's so free. The Packers' run defense is so bad, and this is coming from a Packers fan. I know it's bad. Uh, then I've got Kyron Williams to have an anytime touchdown, and Jackson Smith-Njigba to go over on his receiving yards. I think he's going to be the alpha one in that Seahawks wide receiving core. It's just I'm very confident about this 4 p.m. These 4 p.m. games. That's probably the most confident that I'm going to get about the parlays. Then money lines: Texans, Broncos, Cardinals, Patriots. Those are so locks. Just take it. Those are the 4 p.m. and the money line games. Those are the two bets that I encourage people to take the most. And honestly, in that 4 p.m. stint, if you wanted to, I know it's a 5 leg parlay. You can break it up into 2 parlays and add Nico Collins to either one of those to get a touchdown. I think Nico Collins will get a touchdown, especially because of the fact that Christian Kirk is now out for the game against the Texans and the Rams. That's what I got for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I like every single one of your bets for on the high risk, high reward side. 100%. All of your picks pay out really good. So on your, let's go check on your 5 leg for the 4 o'clock games. You got a $5 wager that if it hits wins you $87, which is an amazing payout. And then you have your 1 o'clock bet that you have $5 on. If it hits, you're going to get $57, which is also great. And then your money line picks that you just said, like you said, you're very confident in those money line picks. You wagered $10 on it, so your $10, if it hits, brings you 63. So, and we did the math previously. If you tailed Jesse's bet with $20 on the line, if everything hits and he's right 100%, you're going to walk away with, I want to say it was like $207 in profit,
Yeah.
which is fantastic starting out week 1. That's a great way to start the season. Now, me on the other hand, I'm a little bit more conservative. I try to stay more on the lower side of the odds, but make it more easier to hit. So if you guys like the adrenaline rush of having a 5, 6 leg parlay and sweating it out, I highly encourage you to take Jesse's bets because his are definitely going to pay more than mine, and they're going to be more exciting and edge of your seat watching football games, where mine's going to be more of like you can sit back, have a drink, and watch the game knowing you've only got to get 2 or 3 legs to get paid. But with that being
Yeah,
said,
screw that.
with that being
Screw
said,
that.
mine don't have as
I
big of a
like being
payout.
excited.
Oh, absolutely. I get it, dude. 100%. I get it.
I'm on the. You should. You guys should see me watch football. I'm on the edge of my seat, jumping up and down, screaming at blocked field goal kicks. Ah, my lord.
Dude, NFL season is an amazing time all the time. So, as we roll into my picks, so if you guys were watching earlier when we put these picks out, your Eagles money line should have already hit. So you only need 2 more legs to cash. The money line pick that I had was the Philadelphia Eagles, which they hit, the Cardinals, and the Broncos. I'm super confident in both of those. Those are going to hit. That feels like free money almost. Then I have a 3 leg anytime touchdown play for Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams, and Derrick Henry. There's no way these 3 guys don't find the end zone in the games they're playing. If they do, I'm gonna have to reevaluate how I look at these 3 players the rest of the season. It's just
Well,
no
hold
doubt.
on. Hold on. Okay, this is me just coming from a different point. You got to look at it like this. Jameer Gibbs does share backfield with David Montgomery, and I expect Kyron Williams to get in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I expect him to get in there. And you got for the Derrick Henry part, you got to look at it like this too. He is sharing a backfield. You ask with who? He's the number one back. He's not sharing a backfield with no. He's sharing a backfield with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson takes away a lot of the workload for a lot of like running backs. As you could see just from in previous years before Derrick Henry, yes, Derrick Henry had 1400 rushing yards or 1700. I can't remember from last year, but the touchdown is what you're going for. So you got to look at it like this too. Plus, that Bills defense is really good. It's really good. It's not something to take it like okay yeah no they're gonna stop they're not gonna stop Derrick Henry, but they can stop him from getting a touchdown. I strongly believe that.
See, and
So
I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but that's where I'm on the other side of it. Yeah, I know Lamar Jackson's probably gonna be taking off a lot of the load on the rushing side, and I know more than likely that Lamar Jackson's probably gonna get an anytime touchdown. But Lamar Jackson also likes to feed Derrick Henry. And I mean, just like we've seen, Derrick Henry is a monster. If you get in front of him, he's taking people out. He does not care. He's going to run through people. He did it last time they played the Bills. So, granted, I know it's new year, new team, and Derrick Henry is getting a little bit older, but the dude is still a freaking freight train. I I see him, and I'm not saying it's going to be an easy anytime touchdown. I think he's going to run into a situation where he's going to have to bust through somebody, get a breakaway, and once he gets that breakaway, he's just going straight for the end zone. And that might be the only one he gets, but that's what I see happening. And is it going to have to be hard fought? For sure, because like you said, the Bills are nothing to scoff at. They're going to try and shut Henry down. But I like Derrick Henry a little bit more than the Bills, and that might be a bias on my part, but I just have confidence that Derrick Henry can get there. And
No,
then
I have that confidence too. But you also, yeah, like if he doesn't get in there, you can't just be like, okay, I'm never betting on you again because like it's
oh
Derrick freaking
yeah,
Henry.
no no
Like,
no,
yeah,
he would not be on the ban
he,
list by any means.
there's a couple people already on that ban list.
Yeah yeah
AJ Brown, what are we doing?
yeah.
AJ Brown, what are we doing?
Next week's video in the slides we have for everybody, we're gonna have a running ban list, so that way you guys can see who we're most disappointed in, and you can tell us that we're wrong in the comments. But okay, my next anytime touchdown bet that I like, but it's a little more on the risque side, but it's only a 3-man, but it's got some plus odds people. So I've got Travion Henderson, I've got Josh Jacobs, and I've got Nico Collins. That's the next three that I got. I really like this pick because Travion Henderson, we've talked about. We think he's going to be a beast this year. Josh Jacobs is just a monster in by himself, regardless. And Nico Collins, like I was telling you, I think earlier the week or last week, I saw an article about him having. He's projected to have a really good week this week, and with that guy being out, I think it's going to boost his odds even more to get that anytime touchdown. So I think that three is pretty solid. Now, I know there's a lot of variables that are going to go into that, and there might be somebody on that list that doesn't get it. I won't be upset. Not as much of it upset if I did on the previous one, but with that one, it's hey, I'm putting $5 in to make $20. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, I can't be mad. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I really like the Nico Collins pick. I should have incorporated him into this. I really like the Josh Jacobs pick. You already know I have that. Travion Henderson, I know I have him down for an anytime touchdown, but that is the one that I'm most worried for, just because of the fact that the Patriots have him in as the third string running back. He should get plenty of playing time. I strongly believe that, but it does concern you with him being the third string running back. Like that had me concerned. I was like, oh, I've already placed a bet on this man. Like I think he's gonna get in the end zone. From what I saw in training camp, what I've seen in college. In college, he was great. He had I think he had two or three touchdowns in the national championship game, and like I would think it would correlate to the NFL, especially with him having a great training camp. But he's the third string running back. I strongly believe that Ramondre Stevenson is gonna take a good bit of those carries away from him, and I do think that he should be the lead back in this backfield. But it's just worrisome because it's worrisome to me just because of the fact that he's the third string running back. It's odd.
Yeah, I agree. And see, this is where we have the we have the issue of the pro and cons of early betting. So one of the beautiful things about early betting is you get usually the best odds on the line. So you'll get the best odds like in plus or minus odds on what your pick is, and you'll also get the best line as an early line opener with yardage and all those good things. But things change throughout the week. So where we might get really good value on an odds pick or where the line opens up, but as it gets closer to game day, where some people like to wait and place their bets right before the game, they would see that he was, running back number 3, and they might not even take him at all. Where we saw before they released him as number 3, as he's a for sure pick. So we have to kind of weigh out our options on getting in early and getting the best value for our money, and then essentially just gambling when it comes to game day if they try to slide him into slot 2 or slot 3. But this is why I like the early bets, because even at the early stage before he was announced number 3, we got him at plus 130 odds. So even if you take him at a straight, you're doubling your money. But when you add him in a parlay, it just boosts your odds. Will he still get a touchdown? Maybe. I hope he does. I have a bet on him. But like you said, I mean, the dude is going to be fantastic. We just need the team to see that.
I really like that. Oh, guys, watch out! TikTok. I might put out another parlay just because of the fact that I like Nico Collins that much. I like him to get in the end zone that much. So watch out for that, and I would watch out for Dalton Schultz probably over on receptions. I think he probably gets more than 3 or more. That's a little hint into that game.
Yeah, guys, like Jesse said. So if these long videos and our discussion and our banter isn't your style, or it is your style, but you have friends that would benefit from our information and our picks and things like that, or you just have some friends that like to gamble on football season but don't like to do research and don't like to sit down and listen to our discussion on why we're picking and who we're picking, send them to our YouTube channel or our TikTok, because over there you get all of the picks 100% for free. We don't charge. We're fully transparent. We give everything away 100% free. And on the shorts on YouTube and the TikToks, we're giving all the picks away. So you know exactly what we're betting before game day in advance. And that way you don't have to sit through the discussion, which we hope you guys like the discussion. We're trying to make it entertaining. We're trying to give good value. And we're also working on production quality. Yes, we're new to YouTube. We're new to sports betting. So this is only going to get better as we go. So right now, the OGs that are sticking with us, the first 30 subscribers that are sitting through us, listen to us talk and ramble about this, you guys mean the most to us. And we appreciate everything you guys do. But if you guys can share the videos, get some more people involved, it means the world to us. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about your fantasy football? Because right now, all of my players don't play till Sunday. So I actually have no update on my fantasy football side.
So I actually do. I'm actually loading up the app right now. Give me 1 second. Um, I had one player play. That was Jalen Hurts. I really liked what he did in the game that he played. He finished with 24.28 points. In my matchup, I'm still projected to win by 63%, 63 to 37. So I really liked that. Um, in my other leagues, I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but in my other leagues, and one of them, I've already scored 82 points between 2 games. So I'm really proud of that. I started Justin Herbert in that. He scored 33.92. Started Saquon Barkley, 18.4. I started Amar Hampton. I don't like what he ended with, but it's fine. Like, I can't really change it. But he ended with 8.1 points, and then Travis Kelce ended with 12.7. Perfectly fine with the tight end scoring that much. I'm completely okay with it. And Cameron Dicker ended with 9 points. Really proud of that. And I did bench Devontae Smith on this team, and I'm so happy about that. My other team, I haven't had anybody play. I'll have everybody play on Sunday for that. Um, and stay tuned on the TikTok. I'll drop all of my fantasy football drafts and what leagues I'm in. Um, just because I feel like you guys could just rate the fantasy team and what I did with each pick. So yeah, stay tuned for that on the TikTok. RJ, what do you got for fantasy? Anything for you that you look forward to on your team?
I really don't have much of an update. I mean, the only thing that I've got going for me on the fantasy football side is the person that I'm facing this week. They had AJ Brown as their wide receiver, so they underperformed immensely. And since they went didn't have a good outing. My win projection is up to 58%, where previously it was a straight 50-50 matchup. Other than that, I mean, the only things I'm really looking forward to, I'm looking forward to the Commanders game. I'm ready to see Jaden Daniels get out there and sling the rock. I'm ready to see Derrick Henry mow people down in the rushing. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm ready to see him get out there and put it down. I've got Terry McLaurin. I'm ready to see him get some touchdowns. I've got Bucky Irvin. I'm ready to see him get out there and start running like there's no tomorrow. But other than that, I mean, that's about all I have. And unfortunately, I can't give a really good update because they just haven't played yet. So, everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, everybody get excited for Sunday Night Football. I know I'm excited. I know you're excited. So, if you can, just take a second, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, show us some love because we're doing all this, guys, for you. There's nothing that would mean more in the world to us than likes and subscribe. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. If you don't think we have good picks, go on the comments. Tell us we're dumb. Tell us you don't like our picks. Tell us what you're gonna take instead. Fade us. And if you're gonna tell us, give us support, give us likes, give us thumbs up. And now that we have a TikTok, go over there, find out what our TikTok plays are gonna be. We're gonna have value all around 100% for free. So that way you guys get value from us just by watching football. You got anything else for the people, Jesse?
Nah. Subscribe, like, comment, go to the TikTok, watch our shorts. You'll see a good little bit of shorts from there. You'll still see some baseball there from RJ. Um, you'll eventually start seeing some UFC picks too. And I don't really dabble into boxing just because I'm not watching boxing like that anymore. Um, but definitely stay tuned for the UFC picks, and stay tuned for uh, everything else this weekend. Wait for a parlay for me on the TikTok. I'm telling you guys, it'll come out. Um, Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.
Heck yeah, guys. Keep an eye out on the TikTok for Jesse's picks. Keep an eye out on the YouTube shorts. We're going to be giving out updates all weekend, probably on the YouTube shorts and on TikTok, whether the bets are hitting, if they're not hitting, if we're confident, we're not confident. Just tune in, let us know what you think. And with that being said, be ready for Sunday Night Football. Let's get out of here. Everybody have a good night. Peace out.